Are we ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Ashley.
Robin, how are you?
I am good, but I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. Even though we Snapchat daily and do the video Snapchat.
I
Still
think I'm having withdrawals from you.
yeah. I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
much needed discussion today.
We literally were talking about this, a couple days ago. We're like, we need to record another episode. Like, we have a few queued up, but we're like, we need to record another episode just because it's time for us to just, like, catch up with each other. It's been, what? I mean, I feel like it's only been a week and a half, but, it's crazy.
It is. Okay, so you just lifted up your arm.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so a lot has transpired in the last week and a half, I guess, since we last talked. So for people who are watching the YouTube, and I apologize, it looks so gross right now. For people who are watching our YouTube channel, you can see this. For people who are listening, you can't see it, but go to our YouTube channel and go look at this. But I am wearing a giant green cast on my arm. Basically, what happened is I was cooking, and I am notoriously bad with knives. One of my best friends is a chef, and she constantly, when I go to her house, corrects me on how to hold a knife. Anyways, I slipped, and the knife went straight into my arm. Not a cut, a stab. Like, I accidentally stabbed my hand, and it started squirting everywhere, and I'm freaking out. And so I don't know if you even know this about me, Robin, but my go-to reaction when I'm like nervous or like all of a sudden just in shock, I laugh. So I'm laughing and my hand is just squirting blood. And anyways, I had to go to the ER. I got it stitched up that night. And yeah, after getting it stitched up, basically the feeling never came back into it's specifically the finger. The feeling never came back into the finger. And so I had to go and get surgery on it. So I did the stabbing on Tuesday, the surgery on Friday, and today is almost a week and 1 day after the stabbing. In only like 4 days, 5 days after the surgery. But yes, I have a giant cast on my arm, but I get it off on Friday, thank God.
And that's this Friday?
Yeah. I don't know if they're putting another one on, though.
I wonder if it'll be a soft cast.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty, I can move these. This is the finger in question. So I can move it and stuff. I just can't feel it right now. Would you believe it if I told you that it takes 6 to 12 months to regain feeling back in my finger?
No.
When he told me that, I was like, what? So this week has been very interesting also because this is my left hand. I'm left-handed and I cut my left hand. And so I've had to do everything with my non-dominant hand, and I keep dropping things. I keep running into things. I keep having to it's bad. I can't put my hair up. So, you see me with my hair in like a very low ponytail because I can't put it up in a ponytail. Got my little wispies out.
Anyway, your stylist didn't come over this morning and get you ready?
One day. Yes, that would be the dream. But hey, get all your friends to subscribe to us, and maybe that'll happen one day. But yeah, that's what's been up with me. But anyways, how about you? I know that you're doing something really great called the 75 Hard. Let's talk about that.
I am doing the 75 Hard. I do want to say over the weekend, though, I did go to a social distancing party with some friends. We were honestly socially distancing. We were all apart. They have a really big backyard, so we were all sitting in chairs and chit-chatting. And the best thing happened. What Two of our friends told me that they've been listening to our podcast, Sarah and Jill, and they love it. So I want to send a super awesome shout out to Sarah and Jill for listening and really appreciated it.
Thank you. That's the sweetest.
And then in true Robin fashion, I told the rest of the group that they all should be listening to our podcast.
Naturally.
Of course they should.
Everyone should, honestly.
No kidding. So 75 Hard. Mm-hmm. This is crazy. So John, who is in one of my stock trading groups, mentioned, hey, who's going to start 75 Hard with me tomorrow? And I was the guinea pig who said, hey, what's 75 Hard? Mm-hmm. So he said, are you going to do it with me? And I said, no, I don't think so. I don't even know what this is.
Uh-huh.
So Chris, whose wife we had, Sam Rumbold,
Mhm.
with Fancy Sips, her husband Chris has done 75 hard.
Nice.
So he was telling me all about what's involved in 75 hard, and I thought, this is a lot of work. So basically, it's a gallon of water a day.
Woo. There you go. That's
Oh,
not a gallon, Robin.
this isn't a gallon, but
How
I'm
many-
on my last.
How many
I
times
think
do you have to
it's
fill that one up?
5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
do well. Let's be clear. So that's the hardest part of it for me.
Yeah.
Then there's 2 45-minute workouts, and one has to be outside. And supposedly, the only exception were the riots in Minneapolis and a hurricane. So one of them has to be outside.
Okay.
10 pages of motivational or self-help. It can't be a fluffy book, anything like that.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm reading Leadership Execution, and it's
Okay.
really interesting.
Put it on the Goodreads.
I think I do have it on the Goodreads.
Okay.
But you know
probably
me,
do. You're very
yeah.
good at that.
I read probably 3 or 4 different books at a time. So I'm also doing what's that? Eckhart Tolle?
Power of Now.
The Power of Now. Yep, reading that one too.
Oh, one of my
So
favorite
reading
books
those.
of all time.
And then then you have to take a selfie every day. And it's really to
Cute.
see the progression for the day. I'm on day 16 right now.
Wow.
I don't see any progression, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel it in my
16
clothes
solid.
though.
There you go.
And then what else is there? No alcohol, which is not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a diet, but it doesn't have to literally be a diet. So mine is no potato chips, because I like potato chips a lot. And then just cutting back on sugars and salt. But natural sugars, like the natural sugars that are in fruit, those are fine. So
yeah. Well,
that's what I'm
a
doing.
wise trader from the group that you talk about, his name's Greg Gilbert. Shout out to Greg. I don't know that he listens, but he should. Do you know Greg?
I don't know him personally, and I haven't talked to him personally, but yes, he is in the trader group.
Okay, yes. Well, a wise Greg once said that it's never a diet, it's a health regimen. So, because diet, it changes your psychology about it, because if you say diet, that just sounds so boring. And
it does. That's why I'm hesitant to say it's not really a diet. It's what are you going to give up that's crappy? So no candy, no Snickers, no gummy worms, no gummy bears, no Swedish fish.
And from the things that you've snapped me, they look pretty tasty.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should just start snapping each other's food again. We did that when we first started talking, and now I feel like we should. Which, by the way, this is a random side note before we get back on. Robin and I are at almost 3. I think tomorrow is our 300th snap in a row.
Yeah. Awesome.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost been a year.
I love that. Yeah, because it was June 13th, I believe, that we had dinner.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
But, yeah, so are you finding it hard to do the workouts? I feel like that would be the hardest. 45 minutes is a lot.
45 minutes is a lot. What I do is I make sure that I am working out by 5:30 or 6 o'clock at the very latest every single day. So I always get my morning workout in. And if it's nice outside, I will go do my workout outside, because that's the first, or that's one of the requirements, is one of them has to be outside. So if it's raining in the morning, but the afternoon is nice, then I'll do obviously my outside workout in the afternoon. It has made me watch the weather a lot more and pay attention a lot more. I even have the Weather Channel like favorited on my website or on my Google, because I need to know what I'm going to do. Anyway, no, the workouts aren't bad. Obviously, the easiest thing is the no alcohol. The second easiest thing is the reading. And then the third, I mean, obviously a selfie. So the first thing I do is I have the same clothes that I put on every single morning just to take the selfie. And then obviously I don't, whatever. So you can see the progress in the same clothes that you're wearing.
Yeah.
And then the water is the hardest. I mean, honestly. And I've been working out with our neighbor in the evenings. And so that's super fun that we can walk and talk and get some exercise in. And so she likes it too. So that's awesome. On top of that.
Oh, go ahead.
On top of that, I started a blog on our website.
Yes.
With
The
pictures.
much awaited blog.
The much
I had to set her
awaited
up. I
blog.
was really bad about that. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. We get it. I started doing a journal right away.
Okay.
It's not good the first
Oh my
16
God.
days.
Sorry, guys, on the website. My lamp just fell over. Is there a ghost in this room?
Could be.
I'm sorry, my lamp legitimately just fell over. And I have a fish over there, and it almost fell into my fish's tank. So I was about to jump out of my seat. We're good. We're good. It's fine.
Anyway, I will start to write more on the blog in more detail because I really haven't. It hasn't been hard yet. I'm still excited to get up in the morning, which I'm kind of surprised about, to get the workout in, but I feel so much better.
Good.
Yeah. Again, the water. Of all things, the water is the hardest thing to get down. I struggle.
Yeah, they say that like we all have different water needs. And so sometimes if you just don't need that much water, like it's good to do it, but if you don't need that much water, you don't have to drink that much. I don't know, like, and she's drinking right now, everyone. But
Getting it
yeah, I get the water thing is hard for me too. So I started 3.5 months and counting. I hired a personal trainer like 3 months ago. I reached out to him and he's been sending me all these like workouts and stuff. And I've been doing them at home and he's been like cheering me on and stuff. Anyways, yesterday was the first day that we actually like got to meet in person. And he was telling me about the water too. Cause I was like, I've been losing weight, but I was like, sometimes I feel really bloated. And he's like, well, is it your salt? And I was like, I don't really add a lot of salt to my stuff. And then he's like, do you drink a lot of water? And I was like, oh no. And that's what he was saying is like, you need more water actually to get rid of water weight. Cause I was like, I think it's water weight. And he's like, how much water do you drink? And I was like, to be honest, like 2 glasses and like a glass of tea or something. Like I just don't remember to drink liquids. And so that when you were saying the thing about the gallon, yeah, he was saying something about how I needed like, for me, he had calculated I need like between 60 something and 80 something grams, milligrams. I don't know. He would be disappointed. No, he wouldn't.
Ounces.
Ounces of water. And so how much is in a gallon? Do you know?
Oh yeah, I'm not aware of how much is in a gallon.
That's like 100 and something, right?
That was my restroom. Very well aware of how much is it. It's 128 ounces.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot. So I was talking to John about it because he's my I call him my accountability buddy in the trading group. And then he is also doing 75 hard as well. Mm-hmm. So we talk about it and I'll say some days I am just parched. Mm-hmm. And other days I just want to vomit to get this water down, but I guess that's normal. I also joined 2 Facebook groups. Mm-hmm. So that helps too, to see what other people are struggling with. Pretty much not the water. So that's really interesting. Why don't you start a blog, Ashley, about your fitness journey with your fitness coach?
On our website?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll do it. It's been interesting because he reached out and I was like, I hope you are ready for a challenge because my hand's in a cast. And so he was like, let's do it. And so he's been really awesome. I mean, granted, I had not paid him. Like I had contacted him 3 months ago. I have not paid him until like literally yesterday. And the amount of help that he has done for me, like in creating like food and everything was so amazing. But yeah, we did a mini workout. We did like the preliminary meeting the other day where we talked about fitness goals. And then we did like a 30-minute workout but it was interesting doing it with one arm. So we were doing like side planks and stuff and a lot of cardio. But yeah, I'll totally do it. I mean, it's kind of cool. We're both like going on a fitness journey, just different ones. But it's interesting. I like yours because there is a little bit of like a mental, like we were talking about the other day, there's a mental challenge to it, which is really important, I think.
Yeah, they don't call this a diet at all. It's not a weight loss. It's pure mental discipline.
Yeah.
And it's getting back. I've been talking to one of my friends about it, and it's really about getting back to your priorities. Mm-hmm. And what are your priorities? And sometimes you really need to do a mental reset in order to get back to what's important to you. And we do forget what's important to us. And especially in although my husband and I typically live a COVID life, we don't go out very much. It still is, you can get wrapped up with everything, and you can get wrapped up with the news and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything else that's going on. And if you're working, you get wrapped into that. Or if you're not working, you get wrapped into that.
Yeah.
So it was really time for me to do a mental reset. So this could not have come at a better time.
I think that's a huge takeaway just in general of life right now, because I feel like us as like a collective is going through a mental reset, and it's great that you're starting it now, because there are people who they're not utilizing the time that they're given right now to reset, because it's like, I feel like, especially with my arm too, like I have been just going, trying to do all sorts of stuff. And I've been like going on hikes and traveling places. And I'm just like, because I don't like sitting still. And so I'm not saying that the universe stabbed my hand. That is not what I'm saying. But I'm not saying that I didn't find a positive, like, I can always find the silver lining. And the fact of the matter is, like, it forced me to, like, start habits again. And it forced me to slow down, because as you know, we talked about this in Martin's episode, I can talk really fast. My brain moves really fast. It's just, everything moves really fast. And it's really made me, I've started like meditating day and night and throughout the day when I get overwhelmed. And my anxiety has gone down so much. Like going to therapy has helped like with that too. But it's crazy. Like I would say before, my anxiety was at like an eight at all times, which is not healthy. It's not healthy. So through my therapy and just like bringing up old, just like wounds and all, like I've uncovered so much, and I have to like start this new thing. Anyways, and just doing meditations and things, like I have slowed down my life to a point where it's like, I realized that I was anxious because I was just trying to go all the time and like trying to fix something. And we've learned in therapy that I have a high need for control, and it's because of my parents, and nothing against them. That's just how they are. And like, they were very in control of everything. And so like, I learned that from them, and it caused this like anxiety in me. It's just fascinating, because like it's like, again, the perfect time to have a mental reset, if ever, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just there.
I think if people aren't willing to do the 75 hard, because some people just aren't, the time shouldn't be an issue, because I've found the time, and we've talked about time before and time management. So I have found the time. You do have to sacrifice certain things, but it is really important to slow down, reset on what's important in life, and then just keep moving forward. So so far it's been a really cool journey. I get done, I think it's the first or the second week of August. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Do you think that you're going to continue parts of it? I think that's what they say, is that 75 days, you should have created a habit by then.
Yes, I think so. Definitely. The only thing that I don't look forward to is Wisconsin winters suck.
Oh, yeah.
And they're super cold. So I won't be able to work out outside, but what I can do is still work out in the morning. And certainly work out in the afternoon too. But it's so nice just to walk outside and take a walk around the neighborhood and see new things. Something else that I challenged myself was to find something new every day.
Yeah.
And the days that I don't see something new on my walks, I typically take the same path, because I know exactly how long it is and how long it takes me. But what I try to do too is, what am I seeing today that's different than yesterday? And am I slowing down? And the days that I start to find that I can't see something new and different, I just have to remind myself to take a deep breath and slow down. Slow down everything. Physically slow down, even though I'm a super slow walker. Just slow down, because there's always something new. And then as soon as I start just coming down and looking around and seeing things, I'll find something new right away. And I never saw that, or I never realized that was there. So there is something to be said for, like, you're doing meditation, slowing down. The universe is telling you to slow down. There is something to be said for that.
I think so too. Like, I feel like sometimes you just don't realize, because again, like you're saying, if you just sit there and look and actually pay attention to the things around you, you'll find that like sometimes the answer is right in front of you, and you just never slow down to like look. And it's just fascinating. Like we had talked about this the other day, but like I go on a lot of hikes now And I find that it's like just a really, because I not as much anymore, but like I get overwhelmed sometimes with emotions, and I just feel emotions very deeply. And I find that like nature is just that way of just like, it's so healing, and it gives me because nature moves, and like, I don't know, I consider nature kind of like a mother. Like, it's just so nurturing and stuff. Like, you go and you feel a sense of like cleansing when you come out of it. And I feel like I've been doing that almost every single day, not recently because of my hand, but I am going after I get this thing off with my friend this weekend. So, but yeah, sometimes I can't remember what it is. They do this for people with anxiety. I've never had to do it, but I should try it. Where they say like, I can't remember. There's like, it's like 5 things. It's like, look for 5 things you can hear, 3 things you can like touch. I don't know. I'll have to find it or something, but it's like you listen for something new, smell something new, and look for something new. And it just causes you to slow down and realize that like, sometimes we're so caught up in the future that like you fail to like actually live in the present. And like the present's all we have at any given time. So like
the power of now.
The power of now. Well, speaking of which, I have a whole like stack of books here because I didn't know we were going to talk about them.
Yeah,
and I have it. Okay, I want to turn around my computer, but I'm not going to because it will mess up my whole setup. But speaking of Eckhart Tolle, also these are all my bands. Speaking of Eckhart Tolle, I just got his book, A New Earth.
Okay.
It's another one, Awakening Your Life's Purpose. I have so many books. These are books that I have not read yet, though, so I'm going to put all of them on the Goodreads account.
So you're going to go on the Goodreads account.
I will go on the Goodreads account for once. I'm trying to like hold this with my little 2 fingers.
Your little baby finger.
My baby fingers. It looks more like, so we have a bookstore in Nashville called McKay's. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
We have a bookstore in Nashville called McKay's, and I'm obsessed with it. And they sell all sorts of like reused books. Anyways, they're so cheap. And I was able to get all this for like $50. And they're all like hardback. So I have this one, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success.
Oh, that looks interesting.
It looks really interesting. I've heard a lot of good stuff from Deepak Chopra. I got a lot of like spiritual books and also like personal growth books. So
awesome.
This one looks really cool.
I'm going to have to get those because I'm going to run out of my 10 pages of day that I'm going to need to read.
Oh my gosh, you will. Yeah. I've been reading like a book every 3 days or something. It's just ridiculous. I have a stack of books I've already read that I need to add to the book list. So then I got New Earth, Eckhart Tolle, however you pronounce his name. He's one of my favorite authors. This one you'll probably like, Robin, The Energy of Money.
Ooh, I would like that.
It looks very, what is this? Like, conspiracy theory as there's like an eyeball.
I'm all about the conspiracy theories. Yes. If any of our listeners want to talk to me about conspiracy theory, I'm all about it.
Do it. Mm-hmm. It's apparently a spiritual guide to financial and personal fulfillment. It looked really good. I don't know. It was like $1. So I was like, I have to get that. This one is called The Originals. This one was the most expensive. Nonconformist Moving the World. Love it. Oh. Dare to Lead. I love Brene Brown. Have not read this one yet.
You're in love with her.
She is my girl crush. Oh my God, 1 second. Sorry. Popped out the thing at the bottom of my microphone. Then we've got Brave, Not Perfect.
Ooh.
Looked really great. Designing Your Life.
Ooh, I bet I'd like that one too.
Yeah. I think, How to Build a Well-Lived, Joyful Life. Although I think we lived pretty joyful lives, but, the other ones.
I was just asked recently about my life, and
what did you say?
Love my life. I love my life. Things are going so well, and I know what I'm doing in the present. I know what I want to do in the future. It's not that it's planned out, but things are just going really well.
I think it's when you radiate positivity comes back. I 100% believe that. Whether you believe in karma or like, just you reap what you sow. I think you just attract happy, good people when you're a happy, good person. So
yeah, I think so too.
You attract. I want to be around you all the time, Robin. So
I want to be around you too, Ashley.
We can't. We'll talk about that later. We got On Fire, 7 Choices to Ignite a Radically Inspired Life. That one looked bueno. We got Road to Character, David Brooks. I'm reading his other one right now, The Second Mountain, which you were the one who chose for me to read. We got The Love Gap. Don't know what that one's about. Radical Plan to Win at Life and Love. That one looked really good. Present, bringing your boldest self to your biggest challenges. We were just talking about being present, so that one's really cool. Sorry, I'm almost done. Blind Spot, Hidden Biases of Good People. This one looked really cool.
Oh, I think I've heard of that. Well, I'm going to write it down really quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to this.
Yeah, it talks about intentions, like people and your intentions.
Okay.
So
yeah, I want to hear about it.
Cool.
Or
and then
read about
another Deepak Chopra book, which this one is huge. Look at that. Look at him. The Path to Love, but it's about just as renewing the power of spirit in your life. But it got really good reviews, so that's it. We'll see how fast I can do that.
You'll crank through them.
Oh, I'm sure. But anyway, well, also, what are you reading? Oh, you already told me what you're reading. No.
Yeah, the leadership execution, The Power of Now, and there's another one. I can't think of what it's called. It's
what's your favorite?
The Magic of Money, or not that one. Living Big, or The Magic of Living Big, or
Big
something
Magic.
Something like that.
Is it by
I
a
haven't
girl?
read that in a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway from Power of Now so far? Or what has anything stood out to you yet?
Living in the present.
Yeah.
The future is always going to be there. I mean, so stop thinking about it's not that he's against planning, and it's not that he's against looking at a bright future. It's just you're missing everything now. So when you think about like what are the good old days, or what you did when you were in high school or in college or in graduate school, and you think, oh my gosh, those were the good old days. But when you were there, were you really thinking about that? No. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to think of, okay, I'm now here with Ashley talking about super fun stuff in our life, what we're doing today, slowing down, personal trainer, 75 hard, the people in our lives and how they help shape us, and really just living in the present.
Yeah. It's really, like we said, it's all you have is like right now. And it's so amazing how your life does start to change, because I feel like mine has already, I feel like I have just come light years since like a month or two ago. Like I could not imagine anything different, but it's because like I sat there and I forced myself to be super present and stopped just like looking for the future or like looking to the past, because there's so often too that we can hold on to the past because of just like, I don't know, like trauma and stuff. And one thing that's been really resonating with me in therapy is like forgiving not others, but forgiving yourself, because you only knew the information that you knew at that exact time. And so, especially when I was like in high school and stuff, I would get really overwhelmed, and I would just, I don't know. There's some issues from high school that I'm like working through, and I feel like I never forgave myself for the way I treated myself. And it's like forgiving yourself just because you didn't know any better, but you're here now and you learned from it, and just leave it in the past. And it's
it sounds like somebody super smart told you that.
I know. You? But it's like everything around me has been just like verifying that. It's, the books that I'm reading and stuff, therapy, all of it's just like coming around. And it's just like, it's funny because you hear little snippets from different people about different parts of your life. And it's crazy when they all start to come together, and it's like, it's a big puzzle, and they're just like little pieces. And then once you see the whole picture, it's just so cool to see a bird's eye view for like what life can be for you.
Yeah, you've got to forgive yourself in order to move on.
Right.
And be happy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, your life is so abundant. One thing also too is like the abundance of life too, like the abundance of experiences that you haven't even experienced yet. They're out there though. Like your life is, there's so much possibility, and like you can't just get hung up on something or just one thing or anything. But anyways, fascinating.
It brings me to a question for our listeners.
Yeah.
I would like to do a podcast on when people ask for help, why do they ask for help? And when do they know it's the right time to ask for help? Versus people that don't ask for help. And so why don't people ask for help? Is it without going into some research, because I haven't done it yet. It came up today and I thought, how come people don't ask for help? I'm the first one to ask for help. I'll raise my hand and say, hey, got a really dumb question. I don't remember this, or I don't remember reading about this, or I know it's basic, but whatever. And I don't let myself be embarrassed by it, because if I don't know, I can't get any better. But there are people out there and organizations out there who do not ask for help when they need it. And I just wonder why.
I will tell you that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, we might save it for the episode. Girl, I'm better at it now, but I hate asking for help. It's 100% an ego thing, though. Like, I literally just uncovered this in therapy, like, last week.
Are you kidding? Isn't that weird? I just thought about it.
I'm telling you, the universe comes together.
The universe.
No,
I just find it weird. Like, why would you not ask a question? Why wouldn't you ask for help?
Mine's a pride thing. I mean, mine is because I was very independent as a kid, because we can go into that on the other episode, but I was very independent and had to figure things out for myself often. And so I see it as a sign of weakness, and also because I do a lot of research on my own, and by asking for help, I would have to admit that I don't know the answer, and I don't have all the answers.
But nobody's going to have all the answers.
Oh, I'm not saying that it makes sense. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. I literally just did something the other day in one of my other books, and it was talking about your weaknesses. And one of mine is just, I have incredible willpower. So people can be like, hey, you should drink with us. Like, you should do that. And I'm like, no. And if I say no, that I don't want to do it, I just won't do it. You cannot pressure me into do it. And if someone tells me to do something that I don't want to do, then I'm definitely not doing it, because I'm just very willful. And so when someone, like, if I don't understand something, I will sit there and try to figure it out myself, because I have just a lot of willpower. But yeah, again, we'll talk about this in the episode, but I think that's a fascinating question. And please, if you're listening, we would love to hear your take on that, because there's different for every answer. I mean, there's different, backgrounds and why we would do that.
Mm-hmm. Cultures.
Yeah.
Not only the culture that you grew up in, but maybe the work culture, or the culture that you've been in for a long time.
And I will
not sure.
I will say I'm better at asking questions at a work environment, because obviously, like, my job is at a standstill if I need to know an answer. So I'm not afraid to ask, but it's like in life, like, if I need help with something, like if I wanted to, like, launch a website, I will not ask for help. Like, and that's not a good quality. Like, I am very independent to a fault, and that has been uncovered to me, where it's like sometimes it can come off as standoffish because I just don't have any interest sometimes. And also it's because, like, sometimes you may have encountered this in just the workplace, but, like, I believe, or this isn't true necessarily, but sometimes I believe that I'm the one who can do it the best. And so why would I ask someone else if I can do it the best? But again, not a good quality. And I see that now. So
yeah, I'm going to do some research, and I would love to hear from any of our listeners that either are a little more like me and just ask right off the bat, or if you're a little bit more like Ashley and you hold back and you do a lot more research. And it's not to say that I won't do research. It's just that I'll just throw in the towel because I'm not the expert.
Yeah.
So when do you throw in the towel?
See, I try to be the expert at everything, and that's my downfall. But that's good that you ask questions, though.
Yeah.
Because I think that a lot of, like, especially with partnerships too, like, so many people, relates to, if you're starting a new business, or, like, let's say you need a partner, so many people want to do something just by them because they want that satisfaction of, I created this, I did this by myself, but they won't reach out to people who either have experience in it, because they want to say that they did it. And there's no shame in asking for that. And again, like that's something that you learn over time. And it's, you know, it's easier said than done, but sometimes you got to ask for help.
You do.
So,
yeah. So let us know if you, how you are and why you are how you are, because that would be super interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll bring that up. What else is going on?
Other than I can't wait to see you at some point.
I know we're trying to plan a trip. Wisconsin just started to open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, it's been such a nightmare trying to schedule anything.
Yeah.
Because I had a trip to Portland planned for my birthday, because my birthday was just like, I don't know, like 4 days ago. And
Happy belated birthday.
oh, thanks. And like I had to cancel. Well, one because of my hand, but also because of like COVID and stuff, because nothing's open. And granted, it was going to be like a hiking retreat for me, but I mean, I'm glad. We were talking about this before we started recording, but like it's probably better to be overcautious than undercautious, you know? So Robin won't have vacation days, but you know, we'll make do with what the time we have. Because I mean, anytime, just hanging out in general is just fun. Like we obviously can create memories just doing nothing. You know, we can sit out. I don't know if we're gonna go to the cabin or whatever, but
yeah, well, yeah, you have to see it.
okay, good. It's
Yeah.
like I've heard so much about it.
I know.
So,
yeah, you and I can create memories on Snapchat, for heaven's sake.
oh my gosh, for sure. I know we're gonna take pictures together for the website, because it's
For sure.
about time that we have more pictures together, because I literally think we only have one.
Do we? Yeah, we do.
It's just a group picture, but
Yeah, I still like the group picture. It's still up in my office.
oh yeah, I need to find mine. But we'll get more pictures together. Hopefully some really nice headshots too for the website.
Yes.
So if you have any suggestions on what we can do, if you're in Wisconsin, I mean, you have a lot of your friends and you know of things that we can do that are either open or that we could do like after work hours or on the weekend.
Yeah, or if it's more towards fall, which I really don't want to do that, but
I know. I hope it's
then
not that long.
then I'll have a couple of days off.
Yeah. I hope it's not that long. I don't know if I can wait that long.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean,
we'll figure it out. We'll
I was trying to get you to let me go up like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and you're like, no. Like,
no. If my boss Kelly is listening to this podcast, she knows I told you no.
Yeah, I did not come up there.
No.
Robin was very good about that.
And my co-pilot Dawn Grahams, whose episode dropped on June 1st, by the way, go check that out. She is a success story. Anyways, she also said, no, Ashley can't come up. And I said, I know, I just want to see her. So anyway, yeah, Wisconsin's just not open.
Yeah, it's hard because like all you want to do is hang out with friends right now because you have nothing else to do. But then you also can't be in groups either. So especially if you're crossing state lines, like it's just not a good idea.
No.
Plus, I've been in and out of the hospital so much. Like if anybody has been exposed to it, I'm saying it's me. I have followed all the protocols, wearing my mask, sanitizing all the time. But if like that would be bad.
That would be bad.
So other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else that I have that's going on. I mean, I feel like this was a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like we learned a lot.
I feel like we caught up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then we could have another 3-hour session tomorrow, so.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we can go on some tangents if you want about just life, and we could even talk more about the asking for help thing, but we're not going to.
Not this one.
A little teaser.
Yeah.
So. And if you want more episodes like that, I mean, I feel like sometimes we do a lot of interviews too, but sometimes some of our best conversations, our best episodes are just, I mean, all of our episodes are good. I'm not going to lie, but sometimes it's fun just to talk with each other.
It is. And this is how we got started, besides my idea of doing it. But you and I used to have quite the phone conversations, and then we just decided to go for it.
Yeah, it all works out. Well, yeah. Beyond that, I guess we'll see you in the next episode.
We will. So listeners,
Yeah.
If you want to submit any ideas, you can do so at icandoanythingpod@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, which Ashley, I will remember, www.icandoanythingpod.com.
Bit a little confusion, not a lot though.
Yeah, I have trouble with that website, but not anymore because I've like memorized it now.
Yeah.
Or you can get a hold of us either on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, any of those. So please, we'd love to hear from you.
Please. I mean, any suggestions would be amazing, honestly. Because we could talk all day.
All day.
All day long. Plus, we just want to know how you guys are doing too. I mean, are you able to use any of the advice too? And tell us about your journey as well. Like, are you starting any new businesses? This is a great time to do it.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I will say that my trading buddy John and my 75 hard buddy John, same John, he is starting a new venture, which I won't say,
cool.
but hopefully we will have him and his wife on in October.
Oh, please. That'd be awesome.
And Ashley doesn't even know what it is.
I don't.
No.
But I'm excited, and I'm excited about everything. But now I get to wait till October. That's so far.
I know it is.
But
it's so important to have a buddy. It's so important to have somebody that you can raise your hand and ask questions and say, hey, I don't get this, or hey, I'm struggling with water today. Do you have any ideas? Or hey, how's it going? It's going great. How are you? It's going great. So, and we're here for that too.
Oh yeah. But I also love too that like you talk about other things other than just the regimen. I mean, he's starting a business venture. It's all about who you surround yourself. And I think it's cool that he's starting it with his wife. I mean, your biggest support system is your other half. And so you need someone who's on board with you. And if they're not, you know, it makes it harder. Or a best friend.
Or a best friend.
Yeah. So you just need someone who's in your corner, but it's really cool that they work and live together. That's awesome. Makes for just a fun time.
I think so.
Yeah.
And it'll be timely for the fall going into the winter.
Ooh.
It's my only
that gives me it gives me like context but no information at all. All right, well, I'll just sit there and I overthink things, so I'm just going to be trying to figure it out.
I'll tell you after the podcast.
All right, and I will keep my lips sealed.
That's right.
Hear it from me. Well, cool. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay awesome.
And keep reaching for your anything.
Goodbye.
Bye.